Make the ground shake.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to part 2 in the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 Fazbear Fright build tutorial series. In the previous video, if you haven't already seen it, there'll be a link in the description. We focused on the exterior of the building, but again, there's going to be a bunch more parts. In this part, part 2, we're going to be focusing on part of the internal structure, so we're going to be building 4 out of the 8 rooms / corridors, and again, that's going to be the walls, the floors, and we'll be doing future details and also the ceilings in a future part. So again, it's going to be another lengthy video. There is lots and lots of detail. It does take time to go through, but hopefully you do enjoy the video nonetheless. And if you do, again, a like is always appreciated. And if you haven't already, you're part of the 80% of people who have not subscribed to the channel. Please do consider subscribing. Turn notifications on if you actually want to be notified every time I upload. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So the blocks you're going to need for this build is cyan terracotta, red terracotta, pink terracotta, black concrete powder, light grey concrete powder, light grey wool, gravel, stone, white glass, clay, dark oak planks, spruce planks, nether brick, yellow terracotta, green terracotta, polished diorite, dark prismarine, light grey stained glass, iron bars, cobblestone walls, stone brick stairs, dark oak slabs, stone slabs, and also stone brick slabs. So I'll give everyone a second to pause here, grab them into your inventory, and then we'll get straight into building. Before we jump straight into building, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that's once again going to be Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people such as yourselves on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing, and much, much more. You can explore new skills, deepen your existing passions, and get lost in creativity. I personally have been working my way through the Fundamentals of Photo Editing course by Justin Bridges, and as I mentioned in the previous video, it's been super helpful in helping my basic photo editing abilities. Working through topics such as shadows, colours, lighting, and the significant impact it can have on your photos and how they stand out has been super helpful, and as I progress further through the course, again, I can't recommend it enough. Now, if you've got various interests, say film and video, there's a video on a budget course by Christopher Rhodes. If you're interested in graphic design, the Graphic Design Basics, Core Principles of Visual Design, a course by Ellen Lupton may be the one for you. If you're interested in web development, building websites, there is a course called Hand Coding Your First Website, and it features HTML and CSS basics, and it's a course again by Rich Armstrong. There's thousands of courses, as we discussed before, covering a wide range of topics, and the best part is it's curated specifically for learning. That means there's no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. A Skillshare membership is less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. However, just to make it even better, there's going to be a link in the description. The first 1,000 of you to click the link will get a free trial of the premium membership, so you'll have the opportunity to explore your creativity and find a course that interests you. And with Christmas just around the corner, I'm sure there's a few of you who are still looking for that last minute perfect present for someone you know. Why not make something creative for them yourself? Learn how to do it with any of the thousands of creative classes on Skillshare and make them the ultimate meaningful gift whilst learning new skills along the way. Or alternatively, why not gift them a Skillshare membership? Skillshare offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. So once again, thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and let's jump straight into building. Okay, so for the interior, we're going to start off by coming to the front left corner, to the door, the entrance if you will, and we're going to bridge out from here. We're going to start off by grabbing ourselves our polished diorite, and behind this area here, behind the stone bricks, we're going to place a row of 3 polished diorite. You can kind of phase it in a little bit if you want to, as you can see there, so it kind of is a bit more of a smoother transition. What we're then going to do is behind this, we're going to place 3 more. And to the left and to the right of it, we're going to grab ourselves our black concrete, and we're going to place 1 black concrete either side, and then on top of the black concrete, we're going to place some cobblestone walls. So we're going to place 1, 2, 3, and 4, and exact same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then behind it, you can place whatever you want to. In this case, I'm just going to place cyan terracotta, like so. So again, it's just so there's no gaps behind it. And then what we'll do after this is we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick slabs, and we're going to bridge across at the top. So behind the stone brick slab here, we're going to bring it back 1 and 2 like this, and it ends up looking like this. So that is the little entrance. Behind the cobblestone walls here, we're going to place 4 tall of our cyan terracotta. So again, that is 4 tall of the cyan terracotta, and above the cobblestone walls here, simply just place a stone brick slab like so. You can also place the glass backwards. We won't worry about that for now. So you can see at the moment it should be looking something like this. Again, we'll expand the polished diorite backwards 1 final layer, and that's going to be the entrance area. Now from the entrance, this is where we're going to start building out the corridors. So the way I've kind of broke it down is into the corridors by number, and then the room, I guess I've called the green room and the green corridor. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the cyan terracotta we have here. We are going to build up a further block, so up 1 more on either side, and then what we're going to do is we'll, at the top, bridge across using our stone brick slabs. So you've got this kind of half gap. We will expand the glass backwards, so we're going to bring it back 1, 2, 3, like so, and it ends up looking like this. What we'll also do is we'll just double up here. We'll change the stone brick to cyan terracotta just to make it a little bit easier, and it ends up looking like this. So that's going to be the doorway. Now from here, we're going to start building both up and to the side. So we are going to grab our 3 kind of primary colours, if you will, and that's going to be light grey concrete powder, light grey wool, and also gravel. So that's going to be the main blocks we're going to be using for the actual walls themselves. Now above the doorway, starting off on the left side, so above the glass here, we're going to place 1, 2, 3 of our light grey wool. We're then going to place 1 gravel, and 1 concrete or light grey concrete powder. So again, just for perspective, it's 1 block backwards from the door, so the door is 1 block forwards. This is where the wall is going to begin, and we'll have to change these actually, as I've just realised. But we're going to build up from here, and it's going to be, in total, the walls are going to be 12 tall. The door itself is 5 blocks tall, so through the power of maths, the walls we're building on top of the door is going to be 7 blocks. So the second layer is going to be 2 light grey wool, 2 blocks of gravel, and 1 light grey wool. The third layer is going to be 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 light grey wool. On top of this, we're going to place 1 gravel, 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, and 2 light grey concrete powder. So that's layer number 4. For layer number 5, nice and simple, we're just going to do 5 light grey wool. For layer number 6, 1 gravel, 2 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder, and 1 gravel. And then for the final layer, it's going to be 5 blocks of gravel. So that's going to give you almost like a marker as to how tall the building or the actual interior walls is going to be. As I said, that's going to be the doorway. If you're playing on a different platform, not Xbox, the gravel will look slightly better and will merge slightly better with it, so do bear that in mind. If you're on PC, any of the others, as long as you're on the kind of Bedrock editions, it will merge a little bit nicer, the texture is slightly better. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by expanding to the left side. So from here, we'll actually remove the cyan terracotta. I've got a little bit ahead of myself there. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves our cyan terracotta. We're going to come to the bottom, to the right of the cobblestone wall, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right using our cyan. What we're then going to do is on top of this, we're going to place 4 blocks of gravel. We're then going to alternate, so again, going to have to grab ourselves a few different blocks. We're going to alternate between the black concrete powder and the light grey. So black, light grey, black, light grey. And then for the next layer, we're going to go light grey, black, light grey, black. As I said, ends up looking like this. For the next layer, we are going to go 1 red terracotta, 2 pink terracotta, 1 red. And then that's going to bring us to the final 7 layers, which is of course going to be primarily out of the grey colours. So we're going to go 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 block of gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, and we'll do a second one. For the second layer, we're going to go 1 light grey wool, 1 block of gravel, 2 light grey wool. For layer number 3, it's going to be 3 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey wool. Next layer is going to be 2 light grey wool, 2 blocks of gravel. On top of this, we're going to go 1 gravel, 1 light grey wool, and 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder. Second to last layer, 2 light grey concrete powder, 1 block of gravel, and 1 light grey concrete powder. And then the final layer is going to be 4 blocks of gravel. So that's going to be the panel to the right side of the door. Now what we're going to do is in front of the cyan terracotta at the bottom corner, we're going to place 1 cyan terracotta. We're then going to grab ourselves our cobblestone walls, and we're going to place 3 cobblestone walls in between the 2 cyans. And on top of this, we're then going to grab ourselves our stone brick slabs, and we're going to place a row of 4 stone brick slabs across the top of that. So that's going to be a common theme that's going to wrap around the whole interior of the building, is this kind of cobblestone wall and stone brick stair little perimeter combo. What we're then going to do is spin off towards the right side. So behind the cyan terracotta here, we're going to expand 1 block to the right, and then we're going to start expanding onto the right side of the corridor. So the right side is going to be 9 blocks wide. That's going to be the first one right there. So we're going to go to the side of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're then, on top of this, going to place a solid layer of gravel. So again, that's a solid layer of gravel. On top of that, we're going to alternate once again between the black and light grey concrete powders. So again, from here, of course, we finished off with light grey. So next to that diagonal, we're going to go black, light grey, black. So what I'll do is I'll just place all of the black first and then alternate. It's probably the easiest way of doing it rather than switching between the two. And as you can see, it's a bit of a pain if you misplace it, so don't be doing that. That's the first 4 layers. On top of this, we're going to go back to our pink and red. So we're going to do 2 red, 1 pink, 2 red, 1 pink, 1 red, 2 pink. So that's going to be that layer. And then the remaining 7 layers, as you probably guessed by the previous structure, is going to be using our light greys and gravels and concrete powders. So we're going to start off 1 light grey wall, 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 light grey wall, 2 gravel, 2 light grey wall, and 1 block of gravel. So that's layer number 1. Layer number 2 is going to be 3 light grey concrete powder, 1 light grey wall, 1 gravel, 1 light grey wall, 1 light grey concrete powder, and 2 blocks of gravel. So again, that's layer number 2. What I'm going to do is after every single layer, I'm going to back up. Please feel free to pause the video if you need to do so. The next layer is going to be 1, 2 light grey concrete powder, 4 blocks of gravel, 2 light grey wall, and 1 block of gravel. So that's layer number 3. Layer number 4 is going to be 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 wall, 1 gravel, 1 wall, and 1 gravel. On top of this, we are going to go 1 wall, 3 concrete powder, 3 blocks of wall, 1 gravel, and 1 wall. So that's going to be layer number 5. For layer number 6, we are going to go concrete powder, gravel, concrete powder, 2 wall, and 4 concrete powder. And then for the 12th and final layer, we're going to place gravel. Again, ends up looking something like this. I'll give you guys an opportunity to pause if you need to do so. What we'll do in terms of the detailing at the bottom is we're going to leave a 3 block gap from the cyan here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th block, place a cyan terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4th block, place a cyan terracotta. In between this, we're going to place our cobblestone walls, so 3 on each side, and then grab yourself your stone brick slab all the way across, and it ends up looking, as I said, something like this. So again, if you want to pause, that is the right side, and we're now going to loop around to the rear side of the corridor. So we're going to start off again behind the cyan terracotta here. We're going to expand 1 block to the right. We are then going to expand 19 blocks this way. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's 20 blocks in total. And on top of that, we're going to do a nice solid layer of 20 blocks of gravel. As I said before, we're then going to alternate between the pattern of black and light grey concrete powder. So again, grab yourselves the 2. We're going to start off, because we placed black on the bottom corner here, with light grey. So again, alternate between the two all the way across, and there shouldn't be a point where it does not alternate, so do bear that in mind. Now, this is only part of the wall. I will say we are going to be expanding further down towards the right side, but there is going to be sections that are split up, and I'll describe that a little bit more once we hit that point. But as I said, once I've been waffling, that is going to be that section of the wall. On top of this, back to the red and pink, we're going to go 1 red, 1 pink, 2 red, pink, red, 2 pink, 2 red, 1 pink, 2 red, 1 pink, 2 red, pink, red, pink, red. So if I back up, again, appreciate, probably not the easiest to follow, that is what it should look like. So again, please do take full opportunity of the pauses in the video, and again, use that to your advantage. So for this section, remaining 7 layers, once again, reverting back to the light grey concrete powders, the gravels, and the light grey wool. We're going to start off in the bottom left corner with a light grey concrete powder. We're then going to place 1 wool, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 wool, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 3 concrete powder, 2 wool, and 1 gravel. So again, backing up, that's going to be layer number 1. For layer number 2, we're going to start off with a concrete powder. We're then going to place 2 wool, 4 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 wool, 1 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 4 gravel, and 2 concrete powder. So again, that's going to be layer number 2. For layer number 3 now, we are going to place 1 light grey wool, 2 concrete powder, 1 light grey wool, 2 gravel, 1 light grey wool, 2 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 2 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, and 2 wool. So that's going to be layer number 3. For layer number 4 now, we are going to place 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 1 wool, 2 gravel, 1 wool, 2 gravel, 1 wool, gravel, concrete powder. We're then going to place 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, and 1 wool. So again, that is going to be layer number 4. For layer number 5 now, we are going to grab ourselves our concrete powder. 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 3 concrete powder, 3 blocks of gravel, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder. So that's going to be layer number 5. For layer number 6, we are going to place 1 gravel, followed by 2 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, gravel, wool, powder, wool, gravel, wool, gravel, wool, 2 gravel, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and we'll place a second one. So that's going to be the 6th, second to last layer. And then the top layer, nice and simple, is going to be 19 blocks of gravel, followed by 1 light grey wool. So again, that's 19 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey wool. At the bottom, same procedure applies. You leave a 3 block gap, and then we're going to place in between all the 3 blocks of cyan terracotta our cobblestone walls, and on top of that we're going to place a solid bit across the top of our stone brick slabs. So again, that's going to go all the way across, It will look a lot better once we have the floor in, obviously, because right now it's kind of just a hole. But you can start to see the corridor taking shape quite nicely. So it's going to continue down here, and it's going to branch out into the other areas. So right here, the reason why I stopped is because we're going to have a door. So what we're going to do is to the right of the cobblestone walls here, we're going to place a signed terracotta, and we're going to build it up 1, 2, 3. We're then going to leave a 2-block gap to the right, place another row of 4 signed terracotta, and we're going to join them in the middle at the top by placing 2 stone brick slabs. We'll leave half a slab gap and place 2 more, so it ends up looking something like this. What we're then going to do is we're going to grab ourselves our clay, and to the right of the door, we're going to build up 11 using clay. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it should be 1 block shorter than the rest of the outer walls. And we're going to bring this forwards one. So it's going to be 2 forwards like this. It's going to be like a little division in the wall, and it's going to break it up quite nicely. Now, above the doorway here, what we're going to do is we're going to continue over 2 pink, 1 red. Oops, so sorry, we'll do 1 red, then 2 pink, then 1 red, so it'll be 4 wide, as you can see. We're then going to place, going back to our greys, gravels, and all that good stuff, 1 wall, 3 concrete powder, which I've swapped with clay for some reason, so 3 concrete powder. Next layer, going to be 4 blocks of gravel. We're then going to go wall, gravel, concrete powder, wall. That's going to be the 3rd layer. 4th layer is going to be wall, gravel, concrete powder, gravel. We're then going to do the exact same for the next layer. So again, that's going to be wall, gravel, concrete powder, gravel. Next layer is going to be concrete powder, 2 wall, 1 concrete powder. And then the final layer is going to be 1 wall, 2 gravel, and 1 wall. Again, that's going to bring us to the top. What we're then going to do is behind the clay, we're going to place 1 block of wall with a gravel on top. Obviously, we have to place a wall because the gravel will fall, just so it looks like the wall is built up behind this. And then we're going to expand 4 blocks further to the right. So we've got our doorway here. As I said, we'll come back to that later on in the video once we branch out into the next corridor. But what we're going to do is we're going to expand outwards. So further, so behind the clay at the back, we're going to place a signed terracotta. And then we're going to expand 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of this, we're going to place 4 blocks of gravel. We're then going to alternate once again between the black and light grey. So we're going to go black, light grey, black, light grey. Exact same on the 2nd layer. We're then going to place on top of this 2 red terracotta and 2 pink. And then the remaining 7 layers, you guessed it, is the best part. It's going to be our greys, concretes, and gravels. So we're going to start off concrete powder, gravel, 2 wall. Next layer, wall, gravel, wall, concrete powder. 3rd layer is going to be gravel, 2 concrete powder, and a gravel. On top of this, we are going to place 1 wall, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 1 wall. Next layer is going to be 2 wall, 1 gravel, 1 wall. We're then going to do 3 wall, 1 concrete powder, and then the final layer is going to be 1 gravel, 2 wall, and 1 gravel. So that's going to be that section there. What we'll do is we'll also place a signed terracotta in the bottom right corner. We're going to expand our cobblestone walls, 3 blocks in total. Grab yourselves your stone brick slabs, build all the way across, so 4 in total, and it ends up looking something like this. So that's the full rear wall of this corridor. And again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. Continuing now, we're going to expand back to the right side and start bringing it back towards the front door. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand 1 to the right of the signed terracotta. We're then going to expand 8 blocks forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on top of this, again, a row of 9 blocks of gravel. We're going to alternate again between our black and light grey. So black first on the first layer, and then alternate with light grey. On the second layer, it's going to be light grey first and alternate with the black. We're then going to, on the next layer, go red, pink, red, 2 pink, 3 red, and pink. So, of course, the red and pink's a bit of a random pattern, but that is the beauty of it. For the next 7 layers, the best part, we're going to start off with 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 2 wool, 2 concrete powder, 1 wool, and 2 gravel. On top of this, for layer number 2, we're going to place 1 gravel, 5 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 wool, and 1 powder. Third layer now is going to be 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 2 wool, 1 concrete powder, and 2 blocks of wool. Layer number 4 is going to be 1 gravel, 2 light grey wool, 2 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, and 1 light grey wool. On top of this, for layer number 5, we're going to place 1 wool, we're then going to go 1 gravel, 3 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 powder, and 1 gravel. And then for the final, or second to final layer, we'll go 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 2 wool, concrete powder, 2 gravel, concrete powder, and wool. And on top of that, 9 blocks of gravel. As we've done previously, 3 block gap in between each, and on the bottom layer, we're going to grab ourselves our cobblestone walls, 3 cobblestone walls in each section, and on top of that, a row of stone brick slabs. So again, ends up looking something. Brings us to the final wall, the home stretch of this first corridor. Yes, it has taken that long for us to build the first corridor. What we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves our cyan terracotta, again 1 to the right from this previous one, and we're going to build all the way across using cyan terracotta. There is going to be a slight area where we'll have to delete a few blocks, but we'll discuss that in a moment. We'll also get rid of this whilst we're here. So, what we're going to start off by doing is, again, we're going to do gravel all the way across, and we'll also go ahead and do our black and light grey alternation. So we'll start off with light grey, and that's going to be all the way across, linking back towards the door. We're then going to alternate with black, light grey, or black concrete powder, and then fill in the remaining gaps with light grey concrete powder. So that's going to be the first few layers as standard. Now with this section here, there is going to be a little tunnel around about here, but we're not going to worry about that for now. What we'll do to mark it out is we'll place 3 cobblestone walls, and then we're going to leave a 4 block gap. So 4 block clay block. So 4 block gap, and then a clay block. And we're actually going to bring the clay block forwards 1, because of course it's going to be 2 blocks thick. And it ends up, as I said, looking like this. So anyways, we're going to worry about this part here for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off on this section. We'll place 1 pink, 3 red. We're then going to grab ourselves our yellow terracotta. We're going to place 1 yellow terracotta, 2 red, and 1 pink. We won't worry about this section for now. We'll build up until the clay pillar. For the next layer, we're going to place 2 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 yellow terracotta, 1 red terracotta, and 3 light grey wool. On top of this, we are going to go 1 gravel, 3 light grey concrete powder, 2 light grey wool, gravel, and wool. On top of this, we are going to go 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 2 wool, 2 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. So again, that's going to be our third layer of this kind of grey section. Next layer is going to be 2 blocks of gravel, 1 concrete powder, 2 blocks of gravel, 1 concrete powder, gravel, and concrete powder. On top of this, we are going to go 1 gravel, 1 light grey wool, 4 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, and 1 light grey wool. Second to last layer now is going to be concrete powder, 3 light grey wool, concrete powder, light grey wool, gravel, and light grey wool. Final layer, we're going to do 8 blocks of gravel. What we're also going to do is we're going to go down to the third block. We'll place 1 light grey wool, and on top of this we're going to place a light grey concrete powder and a gravel on top, just at the right. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to build this clay up 11 by 2, so it's going to be 1 block shorter than the wall, but of course there will be parts that are visible behind it, so you want to make sure that the gravel is floating, hence the blocks underneath it. So that's going to be that section. Again, if you want to pause, please feel free. What we'll also do is, whilst we're here, we'll grab ourselves our stone brick slabs. We're going to place 3 stone brick slabs right there. As I said, there'll be a little section here where there's going to be like a little tunnel, so that's going to be in those 2 blocks there, but we'll discuss that in a future video. As I said today, just focusing on the actual walls itself, details will come in a future video. So again, if you're enjoying the video so far, I'm going to use this as an opportunity. Please do, again, consider leaving a like. It is massive help. And again, if you made it this far, you're doing well. So let's continue. What we're going to do is we are going to, on top of this section on the right side, place 2 red, 1 pink, 1 yellow, 4 blocks of red. So again, that's 4 blocks of red, 2 pink, and 1 red. What we're also going to do is underneath the yellow, we're going to go down and to the right, and we're going to replace with 1 red, 1 yellow. So it looks like this. On top of this, we are back into our grey section. We are going to, if I can grab the light grey concrete powder, we're going to go 1 light grey, 1 gravel, 4 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 red concrete, or sorry, terracotta, I keep saying concrete, 1 yellow terracotta, and 1 gravel. Top of this, we are going to go 1 gravel, 2 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 yellow terracotta, 1 red terracotta, and 1 grey wool. On top of this, we are going to place 3 blocks of gravel, 3 blocks of light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel, and 2 concrete powder. Next layer, layer number 4, is going to be 2 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey wool, 7 blocks of gravel, and 1 light grey concrete powder. On top of this, we are going to place a light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, a concrete powder, a gravel, a wool, 2 concrete powder, 2 gravel, and 2 wool. Second to last layer is going to be 1 gravel, 2 light grey concrete powder, 2 light grey wool, 1 block of gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, and 1 wool. And then the final layer is going to be 11 blocks of gravel. And it ends up looking like this. As we've done previously, what we're going to do, 3 block gap, cyan terracotta, 3 block gap, cyan terracotta, grab yourself the cobblestone walls, and we're going to place 3 cobblestone walls in each, so 3 in total. Grab yourselves your stone brick slabs all the way across, and again that's going to continue around the room, just minus that section, and that's going to be the first room. Now of course we're not going to be doing the ceilings in this video, that's going to be one for another tutorial. But in terms of the floor, what we're going to do is we're going to alternate between black concrete powder, black concrete, and also our light grey concrete powder. Now we're going to start off in the far top corner here. So once you walked in the door, the top left corner, in this block here is going to be light grey concrete powder. Underneath the cobblestone walls next to it is going to be black concrete, and we're going to alternate between it like so. Again, you want to make sure this is also placed below the cobblestone walls, but of course I'm not going to do this on video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here, I'm going to go away, fill in the floor, and then we'll be back in a moment once that is complete. Okay, so you can see I've gone ahead and I've filled in the floor. It ends up looking something like this. So again, hopefully yours is looking relatively similar. It doesn't matter if it's exactly perfect, as long as it's kind of the crisscross pattern, that is what we are going for. So yeah, that is going to be corridor number 1. Now, of course, the good news is that's corridor 1 done. The bad news is there is, another 5 corridors left, and then plus the green area. So we've still got quite a lot to get through. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to peep around through this door here. And in this door, we're going to grab ourselves our cobblestone walls, and we're going to place on the left side and the right side cobblestone walls in this doorway. And then behind that, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our cyan terracotta, and again we're going to almost double up the door so that we've got the cyan terracotta at the left side and right side, so that's 4 in total. We're then also going to place 2 stone brick slabs at the top, and then half a slab down we're going to place 2 more. And then in this gap here, what we'll do is we'll just continue with the light grey and black, so we'll alternate between it. Again, make sure you get underneath the cobblestone walls, otherwise there will be a gap, and that's going to be your little doorway like so. So that brings us into the next corridor, the second corridor. Of course, this is just kind of a map of corridors, isn't it? So the good news is part of the wall is already done because it's going to be visible right here. What we're going to do is immediately to the left side of the door, we're going to place 2 blocks of clay, so 1 to the left of the cyan, 1 forwards, and then we're going to build this up 11. It's going to cover up this big old gap here, and that's going to bring us all the way to the top. Now, this section here, we've only built 4 blocks, so we're going to have to expand that out to the side, but we'll worry about that in a moment. What we're going to do is worry now about the right side. So we're going to start off, we've already got this built. We are going to go at the bottom with our cobblestone walls, 1, 2, 3, and then a cyan terracotta. Now what we're going to do here is on top of this, place a row of 4 stone brick slabs, and then we're going to go 1 block to the right using our cyan, and we're going to expand this outwards. So from here we're going to expand out 7 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it's going to be 8 blocks in total, and then we're going to grab ourselves our gravel, and we're going to do a row of 8 blocks of gravel. We're then going to alternate once again between the black and light grey concrete. This one here is light grey, this one here is black. Make sure to place black, and the reason why is because once you've built this corner here, this bit behind it isn't visible, so it's going to go light grey, black, and again alternate between the two. So again light grey, and then the final blocks is going to be of course black concrete powder. We're then going to place 1 pink terracotta, 1 red, 1 pink, 1 red, 2 pink, and 2 red. On top of this, we're going to place 8 blocks of gravel, and then we'll place a second layer of 8 blocks of gravel. So far, pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick stairs. This one's almost like a tiered part. We're going to place a row of 8 upside down stone brick stairs. And on top of this, we're going to place 2 rows of 8 blocks of gravel. So once again, that's 2 rows of 8 blocks of gravel. In front of the second row, we're going to place a row of 8 upside down stone brick stairs. And on top of this, we're going to place 2 rows of 8 blocks of gravel. Of course, it'll be 1 block shorter than the original corridor. That's completely fine. So this one is only going to be 11 blocks tall. Do bear that in mind for this corridor. That's going to be the side so far. What we're going to do is, because this side doesn't have the whole even aspect, so that we can do, or the odd aspect should I say, that we can do the 3 blocks in the middle, what we're going to do is we'll just place 1 cyan terracotta on the side. We're going to grab ourselves our cobblestone walls, and we're just going to do 1 solid cobblestone wall going all the way across, and we're also going to grab ourselves our stone brick slabs, again, all the way across. So that's going to be that side of the room. What we're then going to do is loop around. So again, behind the cyan terracotta, we're going to go 1 to the right, and we're going to expand 12 blocks to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that's going to be the first step. So as you can see here, we've started just towards the right side of this corridor, and we're now going to start building out into this part of the building. What we're then going to do, as always, is on top of the cyan terracotta, we're going to place a row of gravel. We're then going to alternate between the black and light grey concrete, starting off with black on this occasion, and then filling in the gaps with light grey concrete powder. Second layer is going to start with light grey, and fill in the gaps with black. So that's going to be the first 4 layers of this section. The next part, we're going to place 1 pink, 1 red, 1 pink, 1 red, 2 pink, 2 red, 1 pink, 1 red, 1 pink, 2 red. And then that's going to bring us to the final part, which in this case is now only 6 blocks tall, so it's got slightly easier, just. So we're going to start off on the left side, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 light grey wall, 2 concrete powder, 1 wall, 1 gravel, 2 wall, 3 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 1 wool. So again, that's going to be layer number 1. For layer number 2, we're once again going to place 1 light grey concrete powder just behind this stair, so just tucked away in the corner. 3 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 block of gravel, 2 light grey concrete powder, 3 light grey wool, and 2 blocks of gravel. For the next layer, we are going to place, we'll leave the first one here, we're going to place 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 blocks of light grey wool, because of course the one behind won't be visible, 1 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 3 blocks of gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 2 blocks of gravel. So again, that's the third layer, halfway. Layer number 4, starting off behind the stair, we're going to place 2 blocks of gravel, 1 concrete powder, 3 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 3 concrete powder, 1 gravel. On top of this, second to last layer, once again we'll leave the first block because it won't be visible. We're going to place 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey wool, 3 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, and 3 light grey concrete powder. And then the final layer is going to be 1 gravel, 2 light grey wool, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, concrete powder, gravel, wool, concrete powder. Ends up looking something like this. So again, if you want to pause, please feel free to do so. As we've done previously, we're also again going to leave 3 block gap each side at the bottom using our cyan terracotta. We're also going to grab ourselves our cobblestone walls as always and a stone brick slab across the top. So nice and simple. And again, that's going to be part of the rear side wall of the corridor. We're then going to move into the next section, which is kind of just an expansion. I've broken it down into sections, which is going to be 16 blocks wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once again, it's going to be 16 gravel. You probably know the procedure at this point, alternating between the black and white, or black and light grey concrete powder. It's just an extension as to what we were doing previously, but of course, by making it into sections, it's a bit more kind of manageable, a bit more digestible than if we just did it all in one massive section. So that's the idea behind this. And once you've done the alternation between the black and light grey, we're going to continue with 1 red terracotta, 3 pink terracotta, 1 red, 2 pink, red, pink, 3 red, 1 pink, and 3 red. So again, ends up looking like this. What we'll also do whilst we're here is expand. So again, 3 block gap on each, and that's going to fill in there. We'll then grab ourselves our cobblestone walls, 3 cobblestone walls in each of the gaps, and then we're going to have a nice stone brick slab going all the way across. What we're going to do is, obviously this is not the end of the corridor, but once we hit this point, it's going to break into a doorway area. And we'll discuss, as I said, in a moment what that means. But for now, we'll worry about the kind of remaining 6 layers of detail. So we're going to start off. First layer is going to be 2 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, gravel, concrete powder, 2 gravel, and 3 concrete powder. So that's layer number 1. Layer number 2 is going to be 1 gravel, 4 concrete powder, so again that's 4 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 wool, 1 concrete powder, and 1 wool. So that's layer number 2. For layer number 3, we are going to place 2 concrete powder, 2 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 4 light grey wool, 2 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, and 1 concrete powder. So that's going to be layer number 3. For layer number 4, we are going to place 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 2 wool, concrete powder, gravel, wool, concrete powder, gravel, concrete powder, 2 wool, 1 gravel, 2 wool, and 1 concrete powder. So that's going to be the 4th layer. 5th layer now, second to last layer. We're going to place 1 gravel, 3 wool, 1 gravel, 3 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 wool, gravel, concrete powder, and 3 gravel. And then the final layer is going to be 1 gravel, 2 wool, 2 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 2 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 1 wool, and 2 gravel. And it ends up looking something like this. You can really see how much the detailing, mixing between the various greys actually brings to the build. Makes it look so much more interesting than if it was just plain gravel or plain light grey wool. As simple as that would be, you can make it that if you want. But again, I personally feel this really makes or breaks the build. Anyways, what we're going to do now, once we've done that, is we're going to expand to the side. Of course, we have got a little doorway area here, which I kind of referenced to before. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a 3x2 to the right of this using spruce planks. And on top of this, we're going to place 2 white stained glass with 2 black concrete behind it. So again, 2 black concrete behind it. We're then going to place 2 pink terracotta. On top of this, we are going to again build up using our walls and our concrete powders and our gravel. So we'll place 2 wool, 2 gravel, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 2 concrete powder, wool, gravel, and then concrete powder and gravel. So again, that's the little doorway. And to the right of this, we're going to expand 1 more. So 1 cyan terracotta. On top of this, we are going to go gravel, concrete powder, black concrete powder, because of course we're continuing with the alternation. 1 pink terracotta. We're then going to go 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 2 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, and 1 wool. And then in front of this, we're going to go diagonal to the side, and we're going to place once again an 11x2 pillar of clay. So that's going to be 11 tall, 2 blocks forwards. It's going to split up the room pretty nicely. And what we'll do is once we've done that, we're going to start bringing it round to the corner point, the end of the room. So what we're going to do is we are going to expand our cyan terracotta. We'll go 1 here. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of this, it's going to be 4 blocks of gravel. Again, our light grey concrete powder alternating with our black. So starting off with light grey first on this occasion. And on top of that, we're going to go red, pink, red, pink. Final 6 layers, we are going to go light grey concrete powder, light grey wool, gravel, light grey wool. We're then going to go 2 light grey concrete powder, 3 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel. Next layer is going to be concrete powder, wool, concrete powder, gravel. We are then going to place 1 gravel, 3 concrete powder, followed by 2 gravel, concrete powder, gravel, and then the final layer is going to be 4 blocks of light grey wool. In front of this, bottom right corner, cyan terracotta. To the left of it, 3 cobblestone walls. On top of it, 4 stone brick slabs. So again, that's going to be the final point. And at this stage, we're going to wrap it round. So behind the cyan terracotta here, we're going to place a cyan terracotta. So to the right of it. Above that, we're going to place a gravel. We're then going to go 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 black concrete powder, 1 pink terracotta, 1 gravel, 2 light grey wool, 2 light grey concrete powder, and 1 block of gravel. We're then, to the right of this, going to place a 6 tall section of cyan terracotta. We're going to grab ourselves our stone brick slabs, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. And then we're going to go down 6 using cyan terracotta. So this is going to be a big old doorway. What we're then going to do is to the right of this, we're going to expand 1 to the right using cyan terracotta. On top of that, we're going to go gravel, black concrete powder, light grey concrete powder, red terracotta, light grey concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, and 1 light grey concrete powder. In this section here, what we're going to do is we will bridge the stone brick slabs backwards, and we'll expend 1 to the left and 1 to the right. And above this, we're going to place a row on the second, so we'll leave this first bit empty. On the second layer, we're going to place a row of light grey concrete powder, then pink terracotta, red, pink, red, and then light grey concrete powder. On top of the pink and the red, we're going to bring it up 2 more, so it's going to be 3 blocks tall in total. And then on the left side, we're going to build it up 1 grey wool, 3 blocks of gravel. On the right side, we're going to go 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 wool, and 2 concrete powder. Above it, for the first layer, we'll go 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 wool, 1 powder, and the second layer is going to be powder, wool, gravel, powder. So it ends up looking something like this. Of course, there's going to be a bunch more details on this doorway, but for now, this is what it should look like. If you want to pause, please feel free to do so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to curve into the final section, which is of course going to be the wall, which is going to link all the way up to this section right here. So what we're going to start off by doing is we're going to grab ourselves our cyan terracotta and we're going to build all the way across until we hit the wall that we had previously established over here. So as you can see, ends up looking, whoops, if I back it up a little bit, it ends up looking something like this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to the cyan terracotta here, we're going to build 1 to the right, and we're going to build all the way across until we hit the existing wall that we'd worked on previously. Should link up nicely, as you can see there, and that's going to bridge all the way across. Now we have got this little bit of black concrete here. It's not ideal, but we work around it. That's of course part of the front side of the build, so we're not going to break it, because otherwise you end up breaking part of the black here and you'll have parts that are visible. So the idea being we've incorporated it into the wall. What we're going to start off by doing is, again, on top of the layer we've just built, we'll place a layer of gravel. We're going to be doing this in the different sections, so we're going to do the front left corner here, then there's going to be a wall of clay, and then we'll build the second section. So for the first section, it's only 4 blocks wide. We're going to start off with light grey, black, light grey, black. On top of this, we then have 3 rows of our black concrete, which we can't do anything about. We're then going to place 4 light grey wool. On top of this, light grey concrete powder, 2 gravel, light grey concrete powder. We're then going to go gravel, light grey concrete powder, 2 wool, followed by gravel, 2 light grey concrete powder, and 1 wool. And then for the final layer, we're going to do 2 light grey concrete powder and 2 light grey wool. As I said before, we're then going to grab ourselves our clay, and to the right of this, we're going to expand 1, 2 forwards using clay, up 11 blocks in total. And that's going to be another little clay divider. In this section here, we're also then going to place 1 cyan terracotta. We're going to grab ourselves our cobblestone walls, 3 cobblestone walls in total, 4 stone brick slabs, and it ends up looking something like this. Continuing now to the right side, the home straight, if you will, of this second part of the build. This next section, what we're actually going to do is we'll actually bridge across a little clay wall. So we've got the clay wall here. What we're going to do is we're going to leave a 7 block gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on the 8th block here, we're going to grab ourselves our clay. We're going to expand 2 forwards. And again, it's going to be 11 tall. And there's going to be another clay little pillar bridging, or breaking up, should I say, the wall. So we're going to be focusing on this section here. And then we'll worry about this little tiny section in a moment. So we'll get the majority of the work out in this one go. So for this section, as I said, we've got the gravel. For the actual alternation, we're going to start with black concrete powder. So again, black concrete powder all the way across, alternating with the light grey. And then on top of it, we start with the light grey and alternate with the black concrete powder. Once we've done that, we're going to revert back to our reds and pinks. So we're going to do 3 next to the black concrete, 3 red terracotta, 1 pink, 3 red terracotta, 2 pink, red, yellow, and 2 pink. And on top of this, we're going to do 1 red, 1 yellow, 2 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 1 yellow terracotta, 1 red terracotta, 1 gravel, and 1 light grey concrete powder. So that's going to be that layer there. For the next layer, we are going to do 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 light grey wool, 1 yellow terracotta, 1 red terracotta, 1 light grey wool, 4 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 3 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder, and 1 block of gravel. On top of this, we are going to do 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 block of gravel, 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 3 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 light grey wool, 2 light grey concrete powder, 2 light grey wool, and 2 blocks of gravel. On top of this, for the next layer, 3 layers remaining, we're going to do 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 block of gravel, 3 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 3 blocks of gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 light grey wool, and 1 light grey concrete powder. Next layer is going to be 1 light grey wool, 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 wool, 1 gravel, 1 powder, 1 gravel, 2 powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 2 gravel. And then for the final layer, we're going to do 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 blocks of gravel, 2 wool, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, then 2 gravel, and 1 light grey wool. So that's the wall in its entirety. As before, 3 block gap at the bottom, all the way across, using our cyan terracotta. Grab yourself your cobblestone walls, 3 cobblestone walls in each of the gaps, and then a stone brick slab going all the way across the top of the walls. That's going to bring us to the final section. There's a little gap here, 3 blocks missing, or 3 blocks missing per layer, should I say. So we're going to alternate again, black, light grey, black, and then light grey, black, light grey. We're going to place 1 pink, 1 red, 1 pink. And then for the remaining blocks in this area here, we are going to do 1 light grey concrete powder and 2 wool. Next layer is going to be wool, gravel, wool. On top of that, we're going to go powder, wool, gravel. We're then going to go 3 light grey concrete powder. Next layer, 2 light grey concrete powder, 1 wool. And then the final layer is going to be 1 light grey concrete powder and 2 wool. Now, of course, you don't need to build this section up here. The roof is actually going to be in line with this block here on this one. It's going to be 1 block taller on the other corridor, hence the difference in height. For this section here, again, 1 block in the middle, cyan terracotta. We'll place the stone brick slabs, and then underneath we're going to place our cobblestone walls. Now, that is the walls of the room complete. As you're probably guessing, we need a floor. So for the floor in this room, as I said, if you come through the door in the front left corner, we're going to place a black concrete in the front left corner, and then underneath the cobblestone walls adjacent, we're going to have light grey concrete powder. So again, it's going to alternate between it like this. Make sure you place them underneath the cobblestone walls. Once again, I'm going to cut the video here and I'll be right back once it is complete. Alright, so you can see I've gone ahead and filled in the floor. As before, it doesn't really matter if it's 100% perfect, as long as it's the kind of crisscross checkerboard pattern, then you are on the right track. So from above, you can see all the progress we have made. We've got corridor number 1 linking into corridor number 2, and we're now going to move into this kind of arcade room, which is going to link round and bring us into corridor number 3. So this is actually a relatively small room, shouldn't be too difficult. So let's pop round here to the rear side of the door, and you can see it should end up looking at this point something like this. What we're going to do is, in between the cyan terracotta, we're going to place a row of cobblestone walls, just like we did with the previous door. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll do the exact same on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we'll do is we'll bring the slabs down just half a block more, so it links in nicely, like so. And then we're going to add a second layer of cyan terracotta behind it. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and exact same on this one, so 9 in total. And we're going to link across at the top 6 stone brick slabs. And then what we'll do is, if you haven't already, extend this backwards. So in this gap here, you can either add another one of your light grey concrete powders. It's a bit of a pain, I will say, so bear that in mind. But it ends up looking, if you bring it down, whoops, that one's glitched out a little bit. So we'll just place 1, 2, ends up looking like that. On this side, if it's any easier, that one's again a bit of a pain. We'll drop it down half a block, and again, it kind of does this weird thing where it glitches out sometimes. So do bear that in mind. We're gonna have to punch this one like through the floor, so that it actually doesn't stick there forever. So again, probably avoid what I did there. It's not ideal, but again, can look nice. So that is what we're going to be doing here. With regards to the actual flooring, we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick stairs, and we're going to start off with the light grey concrete here. We're going to go towards it. So here we're going to place 1, 2, 3 of our stairs. We're then going to place, going the opposite way, 1, 2, 3, back towards the opposite way, 1, 2, 3, and back towards the opposite way, 1, 2, 3. Gives you this kind of weird but nice crisscross pattern that looks like this. In this section here, you can simply just place a light grey concrete powder below. On this one, I would go ahead and place black, just so it's consistent with the rest of the floor. And then either side, again, just kind of try and keep it as consistent as possible with the other patterns. But that's going to be the flooring section for this part here, and that's going to be the door. Now, with regards to the surrounding areas, what we're going to do is we'll start off to the left of the door. Behind the cobblestone wall here, to the left of it, we're going to place a cyan terracotta. Above this, we are going to place a light grey concrete powder. We're then going to place a black concrete, and on top of this, a nether brick. So this room is going to be a different pattern because it's not a corridor, it is indeed a room. We're then going to place a light grey wall, a light grey concrete powder, a gravel, a light grey wall, a gravel, and 2 light grey wall. To the left of this, above the black concrete here, we're going to place 2 light grey concrete powder and 3 gravel. And then to the left of that, we're going to place a gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, and 2 light grey wall. That's then going to link round. I'll discuss this more in a second, but the rest of it doesn't really matter. Will be covered up. So again, it looks something like this. With regards to the right side, which is what we're going to start expanding into now, we are going to, again, grab ourselves our cyan terracotta, and behind the cobblestone wall here, we're going to expand backwards, or to the right, 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Above this time we're alternating between black concrete and light grey concrete powder, so not the powder for the black concrete. So again, we're going to alternate between black concrete and light grey concrete powder, and it's a case again of the first one. It's going to start off with black, second layer is going to start off with light grey. And then nice and easy, on top of this, we're going to cap it off with a row of nether brick. So again, instead of the reds and pinks. With this part, we're then going to build up. So one thing you probably would have noticed already is we're already 1 block shorter than the other side. But that's completely fine. So for the next 7 layers, we're going to be doing, as I said, our greys and concrete powders and, I was about to say clays, but gravels. So first layer is going to be 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 4 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. Second layer is going to be 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. So that's the second layer. Third layer now is going to be 1 wool, 2 concrete powder, 3 wool, 1 gravel, and 1 concrete powder. On top of this, we're going to go concrete powder, wool, 3 gravel, 2 wool, 1 concrete powder. We're then going to go concrete powder, wool, 2 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, followed by 2 concrete powder. On top of this, we are going to do 2 concrete powder, 1 block of gravel, 2 wool, 3 blocks of concrete powder. And then for the final layer, we're going to go gravel, wool, 2 concrete powder, 2 gravel, and 2 concrete powder. And it ends up looking something like this. Now for the lower section, as normal, we would have done our cobblestone walls and our stone brick stairs. This time, it's actually a block I haven't got in my inventory. We're going to need our dark oak stairs. We're also going to need some dark oak planks and some dark oak slabs. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off in front of the cyan terracotta. We're going to place a dark oak plank. We'll then to the right of this, 2 stairs facing forwards, a plank, 2 stairs, plank, and a stair. And on top of all this, we're going to do a solid row of slabs across, and it's going to end up looking something like this. To the right of this, what we're going to do is we're going to place a 9-tool section of cyan terracotta. So this is going to be our second door. That's going to link into the corridor going towards the right side. We're going to leave a 4-block gap, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to place another 9-tool of cyan terracotta. And just like we did previously, we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick slabs. We're going to join them together at the top, so 6 wide at the top, and then we're also going to build down. So we'll grab ourselves our clay, and we're going to build downwards. So behind, we are going to start off, set it 1 block backwards using pink terracotta. So again, it's 1 block further back. We're going to expand this 3 blocks to the right. Underneath, we're going to go pink, red, pink, red. Underneath that, we're going to go red, pink, and 2 red. And then finally, 4 blocks of clay. What we're then going to do is we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick stairs, and we're going to place an upside down stone brick stair on both the left and right side facing towards each other. And we're going to place 2 stone brick slabs in between, and that's going to cap off that area, and that's going to be the door. So slightly different to the other one, but not massively different. With regards to above the door, what we're going to do is behind it, we'll place, underneath, we'll just place, let's say, 2 light grey wool for now. And then above, we are going to place, of course, the blocks. So we're going to place a light grey concrete powder, 3 light grey wool, and 2 blocks of gravel. And then above that, we're going to go 1 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 wool, concrete powder, and 1 wool. So again, above the doorway ends up looking something like this. We're going to expand 5 blocks further to the right side. So behind the door, we're going to go diagonal backwards, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 in total. Again, we're going to alternate between the black concrete and the light grey concrete powder. So black first, and then for the second layer, it's going to be light grey concrete first, and we're going to cap it off with a row of nether brick. So 5 nether brick, and then the remaining 6 layers, again, is going to be majority of these 3 blocks. So we're going to start off 2 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel. So that's layer number 1. Layer number 2, 1 wool, 2 concrete powder, 3rd concrete powder, 1 wool. 3rd layer is going to be 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, and 2 concrete powder. 4th layer, concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel. On top of this, we're going to go concrete powder, 4 wool. Next layer is going to be 2 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 wool. And then the final layer is going to be 5 concrete powder. Ends up looking something like this. As we did previously, we're going to grab ourselves our stairs and our slabs. And we're going to start off first block, 1 stair. We're then going to place a block, 2 stairs, and a block. And above all of this, 5 slabs in total. Ends up looking like this. So that's going to be the first wall complete. We're going to wrap around to the right side now. So what we're going to do is behind the cyan terracotta here, we're going to expand 1 to the right, and then we're going to go 12 forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Should be 1 block short of this wall here, if you've done it correctly. On top of that, we're going to alternate, again, light grey, black, starting off with light grey for the first layer, the concrete powder, and then alternate between the black concrete, and then second layer is going to be black concrete first, filled in with light grey concrete powder. Next layer is going to be a solid row of 12 nether brick, and then the next 6 layers, of course, is going to be the 3 blocks here. So starting off with the first layer, we're going to go 1 wool, 1 gravel, 3 concrete powder, 5 wool, 1 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. So that's layer number 1. Layer number 2 is going to be 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 3 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 gravel, and 1 concrete powder. So that's layer number 2. For layer number 3, we're going to place 1 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 2 wool, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 2 light grey concrete powder, and 1 light grey wool. On top of this, we are going to place 3 blocks of gravel, 2 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 gravel, and a light grey wool. So that's layer number 4. Layer number 5, we're going to place 1 wool, 1 gravel, 5 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 3 concrete powder. Second to last layer is going to be 2 wool, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 3 wool, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, and 1 wool. And then the final layer is going to be 1 light grey concrete powder, 2 wool, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 2 wool. And it ends up looking something like this. So again, if you want to pause, please feel free to do so. As we've done previously, we're then going to expand the slabs and stairs to the side. So we're going to go 2 stairs. So 2 stairs, 1 block, 2 stairs, 1 block, 2 stairs, 1 block, and then 1 stair and a block. All the way across, then cap that off with dark oak slabs, and that's going to be the right side of this room. So we're now going to head around to the rear side. Again, this is going to be broken down into 2 sections predominantly. We're going to start off with our cyan terracotta here. We'll expand it 1 block to the right, and then we'll build it all the way across until we hit the furthest away wall, which is of course going to be the side. So as you can see, brings us to this point, which is majority done, but as I said, I'll explain that in a moment. On top of this, we're then, as I said previously, going to alternate between the black concretes and the light greys. We're going to do it only a little bit at the moment, and we'll discuss where we're going to place some kind of breaking up clay walls. And on top of that, as always, grab yourselves your nether brick, and we'll do a solid layer of nether brick. Once you've done this, we are going to count 12 to the side. So right now, I'm pretty sure it's 11. So what we'll do is we'll expand 1 block to the right. We're going to place, again, our nether brick, and then we're going to extend 2 blocks forwards using clay, and we're going to build this 11 tall. So again, it's going to be the exact same height as the room. It's going to be a little divider in the wall, and we're going to be focusing on this section first, then worrying about the other 2 sections in a moment. So for the first layer, and the best part of the tutorial for constant switching, we're going to be doing a concrete powder, followed by 5 gravel, 3 blocks of wool, 1 gravel, 1 wool, and 1 concrete powder. On top of this, we are going to do 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 3 blocks of wool, 5 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. So that's layer number 2. For layer number 3, we are going to do 1 wool, 3 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 3 concrete powder, 1 gravel, and 1 wool. So that's layer number 3. Layer number 4 is going to be 2 wool, 2 gravel, 2 wool, 2 light grey concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 1 block of gravel. So that's layer number 4. For layer number 5 now, we are going to do 1 block of wool, followed by 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 4 gravel. We're then going to go 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. So that's layer number 5. For layer number 6, we're going to go gravel, 4 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, concrete powder, wool, gravel, and concrete powder. And then for the final layer now, we're going to do 2 light grey wool, 1 block of gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 2 concrete powder, 1 wool, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. And it ends up looking something like this. As always, probably know what's coming. Grabbing ourselves our dark oak stairs and our slabs. We're going to go 1, 2 to the right, 1 block, 1, 2, block, 1, 2, block, and 1, 2. And then, of course, all the way across the top, we're going to place our dark oak slabs. And that's going to be this section of the wall. So again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. To the right side of this clay wall here, again, pretty much exact same applies. We're going to start off with the black concrete. So we're going to alternate again between black concrete and light grey. In this case, you can just place it on the wall behind it if you want to, if that's easier for you, as you can see what I'm doing here. And again, just fill in the light grey concrete powder in between everything like so, or not like so. As you can see, I'm making a real mess of it. And then we're going to grab ourselves our nether brick, do nether brick all the way across and up to here. So this part here will be covered, so don't worry about that. That's going to be your first 3 layers. We'll get the majority of the work out of the way, and then I'll discuss, as I said, this part here. This part here is very, very simple. Most of it is done, so we won't have to spend too much time on that section. So for this part, again, back to our switching out, we're going to be doing light grey, followed by concrete powder, followed by 2 light grey wool, 1 powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1, 2 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel, and 2 concrete powder. So that's going to be, again, the first layer. Layer number 2 is going to be 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 3 blocks of gravel, 1 concrete powder, 3 wool, 2 gravel. The next layer, third layer, is going to be 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 wool, 2 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 2 wool, 1 concrete powder, and 3 blocks of wool. So it's going to extend 1 over here and fill that gap in. Next layer is going to be 1 wool, 2 gravel, 4 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 1 wool, and 1 concrete powder. So again, it's going to expend 1 over. And again, I'll explain the reason why in a moment. Next layer, the 5th layer, is going to be 2 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 light grey wool, 4 concrete powder, and 1 more concrete powder, so 5 in total. Second to last layer is going to be 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 wool, 2 gravel, 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 2 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 light grey wool, and 1 light grey concrete powder. So again, if I back up, should be looking like this. Second to last layer. And then the final layer is going to be 1 light grey wall, 3 concrete powder, 1 light grey wall, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wall, 2 concrete powder, gravel, concrete powder, 2 gravel, and 1 wall. Ends up looking something like this. Let's grab the dark oak. We're going to go at the bottom, again 2 stairs, 1 block, 2 stairs, 1 block, 2 stairs, 1 block, 2 stairs, and then we'll do 2 blocks like so, and do a row of slabs all the way across, and that's going to be the rear wall complete. So, as I said before, the reason we're going to be extending over to this side is because this wall is going to be a really odd shape. And the reason behind that is, of course, we've got this area here which punches out into the front side, so we can't really build around it, but we have tried to incorporate it into the build as much as possible. And the way we've done this, if I show you, is we're going to extend the cyan terracotta all the way across to here. And we're going to alternate in this section. So we're going to start light grey concrete powder, and we're going to alternate again with black concrete, and this is going to go all the way across, exact same for the second layer, and you can see it kind of merges into the black concrete from the window. So that's going to be part of the build, nothing we can do about that, but it's not the end of the world. We then go up diagonal to this row of stone, and then we're going to go up diagonal once more, and this is where we're going to continue building up towards the ceiling. So from here we're going to place 6 concrete powder, and then 3 gravel, 1 light grey wall, 1 concrete powder, and 1 wall. Second layer, so this is only going to be 4 blocks tall, it's going to be 1 wall, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wall, concrete powder, 2 wall, gravel, concrete powder, wall, and concrete powder, so that's layer number 2. Layer number 3 is going to be 2 concrete powder, 1 wall, concrete powder, gravel, 2 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 wall, 1 concrete powder, and 1 wall. And then for the final layer, we're going to place 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 wall, 1 concrete powder, 4 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. And that's going to be that wall. Just like we've done before, again, extend all the way across. We're going to go 2 stairs, block, 2 stairs, block, 2 stairs, block, and then we'll go 1 stair and a block in the corner, slabs all the way across the top, and it ends up looking like this. So again, slightly unusual compared to the rest of the walls. It would have been better to have some nether brick there, but of course we can't really do that because the front side, and we want to make sure that the rooms are in proportion. So that's the idea behind that. With regards to the floor in this room, we're going to be using our black concrete and our light grey concrete powder. And with regards to the floor, what we're going to do is we'll punch out this row of stairs here, so it's only going to be 2 wide, and we'll actually extend this forwards 1 further into the previous room. So again, just extend it 1 block forwards, so it's still 3 wide, but we're just pushing it 1 block back, and make sure to fill in any gaps that are then made because of that in the flooring. And then what we're going to start off is we're in front of the stairs going to go black concrete, light grey, black concrete, light grey, and we're going to alternate once again between this all the way around this room, and that's going to make up the floor. So once again, I'm going to cut the video here, and I'll be back in a moment once that is complete. Okay, so that is all said and done. That is the third room, as you can see here, that we've been working on, where we're going to put a few arcade cabinets and all that good stuff on the interior details videos. So again, if you are excited for that video, please do leave a like on the video and let me know down in the comments section below. But that's going to bring us to the final part of the build we're going to be doing in today's video, and that is going to be the 4th corridor, or I guess technically if you want to call it the 3rd, if you class this as a room. That's what we're going to be doing. That's going to be the halfway point of the interior walls. That will leave us with 2 additional corridors, and then the green room and the green corridor as is going to be over there. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up on this next one. So let's make some progress on there, and then we'll see how it goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off just as we've always done. We're going to grab ourselves our cobblestone walls, and we're going to place cobblestone walls round the back of the cyan terracotta on the doorway. Either side, just place a block. I'm going to use a light grey wool. It doesn't really matter too much. And then behind this, we're then going to build up 6 tall using our cyan terracotta. So again, that's 6 tall using our cyan terracotta. And this is going to be the doorway, as I said, for this corridor area. So currently, it's looking like this. What we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves our slabs and also our stairs. We'll start with the stairs first. We're going to come to the layer just below the top, so the second to top layer, and we're going to place 2 stairs facing towards each other, and then we're going to place in the middle 2 slabs, and then above this at the top 4 slabs connecting left side to right side, and that's going to be our doorway area. Now on this side of the build, as you can see, it's looking slightly different to the other side. What we're going to be doing is we'll place 1 red terracotta and 1 pink on the left side, and on the right side we're going to place 1 pink, 1 red. Now above either of these we want to place a red. However, as you can see, it's going to fall with the gravel, so unless nope, I messed it up. So we're going to have to grab some gravel and replace what we just done. Exact same this side, it's going to be the concrete powder that falls. And yeah, once you've done that and replaced them, it looks something like this. So that's going to be the doorway. As I said, there's going to be a bit more detail on this section, but we'll cover that in the interior details video. What we're also going to do whilst we're here is we'll grab ourselves the stone brick stairs, and we're going to start off at the black concrete here by placing 3 stone brick stairs facing towards it, away from the light grey concrete powder, towards the black concrete, and away from the white concrete powder. White? Light grey, what am I talking about? And yeah, you can see it ends up looking like this. As I said, continue the theme with the light grey concrete powder and the black concrete below here in these kind of gaps, just because it is visible, so it's important again to make sure you kind of have this consistency of the checkerboard pattern, as it does have a massive impact on the overall look of the build. So this is going to be your doorway. As I said, you walk on through here and it's going to bring you to this corridor. Once again, this is a big old corridor, so this is going to link all the way down to there to the other additional 2 corridors and link round to the main area. We're going to start off to the left of the door by placing a cyan terracotta to the left, and we'll also place 1 to the right. On the left side, we are going to build up 1 gravel, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1, let me grab our blocks, black concrete powder, 1 of our pink terracottas, gravel, 2 light grey wool, 2 light grey concrete powder, and 1 block of gravel, and it's going to end up looking like this. On the right side, very similar. We're going to go gravel, we're then going to go black concrete powder, light grey concrete powder, red terracotta, concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, and 1 light grey concrete powder, and it ends up looking something like this. We're then going to bridge it out to the side. But before we do that, we are going to, of course, edge on the right side. So we'll build it out this side first. So let's say this is going to be the right side of the corridor. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the side and forwards. And from here, we're going to extend it 3 blocks forward. So 1, 2, 3. So it's 4 in total. On top of this, just like we did previously, we're just going to place 4 gravel. And then it's going to alternate. But we're going to grab ourselves our clay, and we're going to go diagonal forwards, and forwards 1, and we're going to build up once again 11 in total. So it's going to be roughly the same height as the top of the walls. Again, that's going to be a little divider, and that's going to give us our section. And then from there on out, it's going to link up further. There's going to be a little doorway here, and as I said, it will continue further down the build. So what we're going to do in this section, we're going to start off, because we've got black concrete powder here, we're going to go light grey, black, light grey, black, and then we're going to alternate this between the 2. For the next section on top, we're going to go red, 2 pink, and red, and then on top of this we have got 6 layers remaining of the various 3 colours. So the first layer is going to be 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, and 1 gravel. On top of this we are going to do 4 light grey wool. On top of that we're going to go 1 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder. We're then going to go 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 2 wool. On top of this, we're going to go gravel, 2 concrete powder, and 1 wool. And then for the final layer, we're going to go 2 concrete powder and 2 wool. And it ends up looking something like this. Now, going back to what we've done previously, we're going to grab ourselves our cobblestone wall. We're going to place a cyan terracotta in the bottom left corner, 3 cobblestone wall. Above the cobblestone wall, once again, our 4 stone brick stairs, or slabs, not stairs, what am I saying? And as I said, it looks like this. So going back very much to the pattern that we were working with in the previous corridor. This one, kind of a special area. So anyways, that is that section. As I said, we're going to continue now expanding towards the left. What we're going to do is we're going to grab our cyan terracotta, and we're going to expand from behind the clay, 1, and then we're going to expand from here a further 15 blocks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go diagonal forwards, and then we're going to build up 11 in total. So again, it's the exact same height as the walls, and that's again going to act as a divider. So in this section, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by placing, again, a layer of solid gravel. We're then going to alternate, again, between the black concrete powder and the light grey concrete powder. So again, go ahead and place all the black concrete powder, then go back with light grey, and then alternate, as I said, for the second layer, which is going to be the exact same, just flipped, and it gives you that kind of checkerboard pattern. For the next section, we are going to start off by placing 5 red terracotta, 1 pink terracotta, 3 red terracotta, 2 pink, 1 red. We're then going to have to swap out, grab ourselves a yellow terracotta, and then place 2 more pink terracotta. What we're also going to do is we're going to come to the bottom left corner. We're going to come to the second row, and we're actually going to punch out all the stuff underneath the red terracotta for the second and third row. What we're going to do is then grab ourselves our spruce planks, and we're going to fill it in with spruce planks minus the top 2 blocks, which we're going to place some white glass in. And then behind the white glass, just like we did on the other side, we're going to grab ourselves our black concrete. We'll place 2 black concrete directly below or behind, and it ends up looking something like this. For the next part, we're of course going to continue now with the grey section. So starting off on the first layer of 6, we are going to start off with 1 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 1 red terracotta. We're then going to switch out and grab ourselves our yellow terracotta, 1 concrete powder, a second concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, followed by 2 wool, 1 gravel, 1 yellow terracotta, 1 red terracotta, 1 gravel, and 1 concrete powder. So that's layer number 1. For layer number 2, we're going to place a concrete powder, followed by a wool, yellow terracotta, red terracotta, wool, 4 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 3 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, and 1 block of gravel. And again, that's layer number 2. For layer number 3, we are going to place 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 3 wool, concrete powder, wool, 2 concrete powder, 2 wool, and 2 gravel. So again, that is layer number 3. For layer number 4, we are going to do 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 3 light grey wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 3 blocks of gravel, concrete powder, 2 wool, and 1 concrete powder. For the next layer, layer number 5, second to last layer, is going to be 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 wool, gravel, concrete powder, gravel, 2 concrete powder, gravel, wool, gravel, wool, whoops, so missed a block there. So where was I? Gravel, wool, gravel, wool, and 2 blocks of gravel, and that's going to bring you to the end. Got a little bit ahead of myself there and skipped a block. threw me a little off track. And then for the final layer, it's going to consist of 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 2 wool, 1 gravel, 1 concrete powder, gravel, concrete powder, gravel, concrete powder, 2 gravel, and 1 wool. Ends up looking something like this, and that's going to be the first section. As always, grab yourselves your cobblestone walls. We're going to start off, we'll leave a 1 block gap. We'll place 1, 2, 3 cobblestone walls, a cyan terracotta, 3 cobblestone walls, cyan terracotta, and 3 cobblestone walls. On top of this, place a solid row of stone brick slabs, and if you back up, should be looking like this. Continuing now, we're going to move on to the second section, which is going to bring us pretty much in line with the previous corridor we built. We're going to extend 16 blocks to the side, so we'll go 1 over and then 16, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So you can see it's the exact same length at this point as the previous corridor. What we're then going to do is we'll also go to side 1 and forwards, and that's going to be for a separate part, so don't worry about that. We'll go ahead and add a layer of gravel all the way across, and we, again, won't worry about that. On the next layer, we're going to go black concrete, light grey concrete powder all the way across, alternating between the two, starting off, of course, for the first layer with black concrete powder, and for the second layer, it's going to be light grey concrete powder. Again, we've done this so many times at this point, hopefully you are all kind of up to date with it. For the next layer, we're going to go pink terracotta, red, 3 pink, 2 red, pink, red, 2 pink, 2 red, pink, red, and pink. And then on top of this, we're going to go back to our usual balancing between the 3. So we're going to start off light grey concrete powder, 4 light grey wool, 1 gravel, 5 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 2 wool, and a concrete powder. So that's layer number 1. For layer number 2, we're going to go 1 wool, 1 gravel, wool, concrete powder, wool, gravel, wool, 4 gravel, 2 concrete powder, and 2 gravel. And that's going to be layer number 2. For layer number 3 now, we are going to place 1 concrete powder, 1 wool, 2 gravel, 2 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 3 wool, and 2 concrete powder. Again, that's layer number 3. For layer number 4 now, we're going to start off with 3 concrete powder, 1 wool, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 wool, whoops, again, skipped one. So, gravel, 2 wool, 2 concrete powder, and then this last one here doesn't matter, so leave that empty. Next layer, second to last layer, we're going to do 2 light grey concrete powder, 2 wool, 1 gravel, 3 wool, 1 gravel, concrete powder, gravel, wool, concrete powder, and 2 wool, and again the final block does not matter. And then for the final layer, we're going to go light grey concrete powder, 2 wool, light grey concrete powder, 3 wool, gravel, concrete powder, 2 wool, 3 light grey concrete powder, and 1 gravel. Ends up looking something like this. As you can see, third final rows, I guess you can say, final block, we do not need to fill in, as it will be covered, and I'll explain that in a second. Back to the usual thing, 3 block gap, cyan terracotta, 3 block gap, cyan terracotta. We do this all the way across, and then we're going to place cobblestone walls in between all of them, and our slab on top of that all the way across. And that's going to be the wall, linking all the way that side, and we're now going to loop round to the side, and then loop all the way back. So, for this side, we are going to be building a door, again, that's going to link into the additional 2 corridors that are going to be here, the main corridor and the one with the foxy head in. On top of the cyan terracotta we built previously, we're going to place a gravel, we're then going to place a black concrete powder, a light grey, a red terracotta, a gravel, and then we're going to leave it right there. To the right of that, we're then going to place 6 cyan terracotta. We're going to leave a 4-block gap. The way we'll do this is we'll place 4 stone brick slabs on the upper half, and then we're going to place another row of 6 cyan terracotta. So that's going to be our doorway. It's going to be 6 tall, 4-block gap in the middle. We're also then going to grab ourselves our stone brick stairs, and directly underneath the slab at the top, on the second top layer, we're going to place 2 stone brick stairs upside down facing towards each other, 2 slabs in the middle, and that's going to be our doorway. Now, above this, what we're going to do is we'll place a solid row of gravel, and then to the right of it, what we'll do is we are going to extend 1 to right using cyan. We're then going to place a gravel block on top, 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 black, 1 pink terracotta, and then we'll place 2 gravel. And of course, this part is going to be covered, so we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick stairs, and we're going to place a row of stone brick stairs upside down. We're then going to place 2 rows, 8 wide, of gravel, and on the top one, we're going to place again a second row of upside down stone brick stairs, and then we're going to place 2 rows of gravel. And it ends up looking something like this. So again, that's the reason why we didn't need to place the blocks in the top corner. It's because it's going to be covered by the tierness, or the tiered system that we've got going on at the top of this doorway area. So that is that side of the build. Again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. And we're now going to loop around all the way on this side and build it. So what we're going to start off by doing is we are going to come to this part here. We're going to get our cyan terracotta. We're going to go 1 to the side, and then we're going to go forwards 17 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm then going to place a gravel on top just to mark it out, and then I'll build all the way to the end because, of course, this is going to link all the way to the door on the other side, as you can see right here. However, the reason I placed a gravel is because on the 17th block, that's the section, the chunk we're going to undertake in this part, and then the remaining part will be in a second. So again, feel free to build gravel all the way across. Once again, alternate between the black concrete powder and the light grey concrete powder, and that's again a little tedious, but hopefully at this point in the video you should be pretty used to it. It's a very kind of repeat build, simply because the build is so similar. So it's just all fundamentally just an array of corridors, just linked in a really kind of weird maze. So, next layer, we're going to be doing pink, followed by red, pink, red, 2 pink, 2 red, pink, red, pink, followed by 3 red, and 3 pink. So that's going to be the first section. And just like we've done previously, again, the final 6 layers, your favourite part, I can tell, it's going to be the mixture between the blocks. So we've got our concrete powder, light grey wall, 2 powder, 1 wall, 1 gravel, 2 wall, 3 gravel, 1 powder, 1 wall, 2 powder, 1 gravel, and 1 wall. So that's layer number 1. Layer number 2, we're going to go 1 powder, 3 blocks of gravel, 1 powder, 1 gravel, 2 powder, 3 wall, 3 gravel, and 3 powder. So again, that's layer number 2. For layer number 3, we are going to leave the first block. On the second block, we'll place 1 powder, 2 light grey wall, 1 gravel, 2 powder, 3 gravel, 1 powder, 2 gravel, 2 powder, and 2 gravel. So again, that's layer number 3. For layer number 4 now, we are going to place 2 gravel, followed by 1 powder, 3 wall, 1 powder, 1 gravel, 3 powder, 1 wall, 1 gravel, and then 3 wall. On top of this, we are going to place 1 concrete powder, 2 gravel, 1 wall, 3 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 3 concrete powder, 1 gravel, and 3 light grey wall. And I just realised this one block here is actually meant to be a gravel block. So let me change that for you right now. Final layer. We are going to place 1 block of gravel, followed by 2 wool, 2 gravel, 1 powder, 1 wool, 1 powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool, 1 powder, 1 gravel, 2 wool, and 1 powder. And again, if I back up, that's what it should look like so far. If you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. And you know what I'm going to say already. Starting off bottom left corner, cyan terracotta, 3 block gaps all the way across. And that's going to be cobblestone walls in the middle and stone brick slabs across the top. Again, a small detail that works all the way around the build, but just makes it look really, really nice. So that's the first section of this large wall. Moving on to the next section. The next section we're going to be working on is 16 wide. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you can see it's all but 4 blocks at the end we're going to be working on in this section. And again, we're going to be alternating, starting off with light grey concrete powder and mixing it with the black concrete powder as we've done on every single wall in the build so far. Again, hopefully you're kind of used to it at this point. So let me do that. Then we'll jump into the next layer where we're going to place 1 red terracotta, followed by 2 pink, 1 red, 1 pink, 3 blocks of red, 1 pink, 3 red, and 4 pink. So that's going to be that part there. We're then up to the next stage. So starting off on the first layer, we're going to place 1 wool, 1 powder, 2 gravel, 1 powder, 1 gravel, 1 powder, 2 gravel, 3 powder, 2 wool, and 2 gravel. So that's layer number 1. For layer number 2, we are going to place 1 light grey powder, 1 gravel, 1 powder, 1 wool, 1 gravel, 1 powder, 1 wool, 1 powder, 2 wool, powder, wool, 2 gravel, powder, and 1 wool. And that is layer number 2. For layer number 3, we are going to place 1 wool, 1 gravel, 4 wool, 2 powder, gravel, powder, gravel, powder, gravel, powder, wool, and gravel. So that's layer number 3, halfway point. Layer number 4 now, we are going to place 1 light grey concrete powder, 1 gravel, 1 wool. We're then going to place powder, gravel, powder. Whoops. Try not to do what I'm doing there, which is making a mess. We're then going to place 2 wool, followed by 1 gravel, 2 wool, 2 free powder, 1 wool, and 1 gravel. So again, that's layer number 4. Second to last layer, number 5, we're going to place 1 gravel, 3 concrete powder, 1 gravel, 2 wool, gravel, powder, 3 gravel, wool, gravel, powder, and gravel. And then for the final layer, we're going to place powder, wool, gravel, 2 wool, powder, gravel, powder, second powder, wool, 2 gravel, powder, gravel, and 2 wool. Ends up looking something like this. Again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Already know what I'm going to say. 3 block gaps, cobblestone walls in between, and a nice straight road of stone brick slabs all the way across the top. So that's going to bring us to this final section here, this final little corner tucked away. And again, very, very simple. First row for gravel, second row alternating between the black and light grey concrete powder. Of course, starting off on the first layer with light grey to continue the pattern. We're going to go red, pink on the stage there. And then for the final section, we're going to go light grey, concrete powder, wool, gravel, wool. Second layer is going to be free powder. Again, try not to make a mess like I'm doing. And 1 gravel. We're then going to place powder, wool, powder, gravel. So that's layer number 3. Layer number 4 is going to be gravel, 3 concrete powder. 5th layer, 2 gravel, 1 concrete powder, 1 gravel. And then the final layer is going to be 4 blocks of wool. We're then going to, at the bottom, place 3 cobblestone walls, a cyan terracotta, 4 stone brick slabs, and that's going to wrap up that part. Now, in terms of the flooring, what we'll do is we're going to start off in front of the stairs here, starting on the left side. We're going to place light grey concrete powder, black concrete powder, light grey concrete powder, and, we'll swap out black concrete powder for black concrete. So we'll have black concrete. Let me replace that stair that I've just broken. And what we're going to do, as I said, is alternate this all the way across, including underneath the cobblestone walls. As we've done previously, I'm going to cut the video here, and I'll be back in a moment once that is complete. Okay, so as you can see, I've finished filling in the floor. Again, looks roughly like this, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it is the checkerboard pattern, that is great. And you can see we're starting to make some awesome progress. That is the first 4 corridors / rooms complete of the build. We of course still got 2 of the other corridors left, plus the green area, which is what I'm referring to it as, and the kind of office area. So we're going to be covering that in the future video. As well as that, we're going to be doing a separate video on the interior details and the roof. I'll also be doing another video about the exterior and the details on the signs and the roof on the actual building. So again, I appreciate it's lots of parts. I appreciate they're all super long, but still hopefully you're enjoying it nonetheless. You can see it's a massive build with lots and lots of detail, especially the walls, hence why it is taking so long. But again, really good progress today. You can see once you walk in the door, you're already straight into the build, and it's going to look super good. So once again, I appreciate everyone sticking around. If you did enjoy the video, a like is very much appreciated if you haven't already, and you're one of the 80% who watch the videos and haven't subscribed, then definitely please consider subscribing so we can reach 100,000 subscribers. It is much appreciated. And once again, a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Again, there's going to be a link in the description. If you want to go check out Skillshare, there will be a link for a free trial, and that's going to be for the first 1,000 of you who click the link. So again, check that out in the description. Once again, thank you to Skillshare. But apart from that, until next time, I'm going to leave the video here. Again, the next one should be around relatively soon. But yeah, until then, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name has been Tom Goey, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light